Before we start, I just wanna say that the admins did a great job on floor 4. The boss fight, as long and drawn out as it also is really fun and I liked the chaos. Floor 4 came out last night at midnight, on a night I had to be up early tomorrow. Anyway, we streamed and got 2 runs to get the experience. Make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all the floor 4 guides and tips. Also because it's 5 AM when I'm voicing and editing this, so at least subscribe out of pity if anything else. Anyway, first, the balance changes. The Bonzo Staff's damage has been doubled, but the magic scaling has been reduced by 5 times. The Frozen Size base damage has also been doubled and magic scaling reduced by 3.3 times. The Pigman now has a 5-second cooldown, damage has been quadrupled, defense has been quadrupled, and mana cost has been increased by just under 3 times, and the Dreadlord's sword cooldown has been essentially removed and has given AoE damage, making it a solid mage weapon now. Mana regeneration has been reduced down to just 25% of what it was before, but will now regen 5 plus 1% of your max mana every time you damage an enemy with melee or mage's beam. The beam has also been buffed and is now something a mage has to use to keep using their abilities, essentially nerfing mage weapons for every class except mage, which is a much welcomed change, by everyone except mages, as well as a whole bunch of other balance changes and new rooms. Floor 4 plays out similar to Floor 3, because obviously it's a dungeon. The floor itself is slightly larger with a few more rooms than Floor 3, although you will notice that the map will not always be full of rooms and there will be some empty spaces. There are new enemies, wither skeletons, which take reduced ability damage as yet another nerf to mage. As usual, there are some new normal mobs and new step up in gear quality compared to Floor 3's drops, as expected. The Watcher has a new mob, Scarf. Could have sworn I've seen him somewhere else. He also has 2 friends who are there to make sure you aren't misbehaving. Try to cheese the Watcher and his friends might just pay you a friendly visit. Some rooms now feature lava pits which will shred your health in 5 seconds because balancing. Anyway, I'm sure everyone is more interested in the boss and the loot, so here he is. Thorn is a ghast who floats around and cannot be killed by conventional weapons. He claims to be vegan, yet spawns hundreds of dead animals to charge at you. Go figure, and after you have killed a certain amount of animals, presumably around 100, a spirit bear will spawn. The spirit bear is definitely a bear and not a man in a bear costume. Once dead, he drops a spirit bow which you can use to spirit shoot the spirit ghast and spirit damage the spirit ghast until its spirit dies in 5 spirit hits. This boss can fight and take upwards of 10 minutes, so make sure you've got good defense to survive the animals which, at max, there are 100 alive at any given time. There are 4 corners of the map that spawn fire, and what many players miss is that when on fire, the spirit animals will take 5% of their max HP as damage every second, which is huge for getting through the fight fast. If you have a good campfire talisman, you get healing from it too, so try to lure the animals into the fire as a team to drill some animals because veganism. Each of the summons have abilities and weaknesses. The chickens lay landmines which shoot you into the air, which is dangerous as I explain later. The wolves will charge at you at high speed but have low health. The bulls have high health but low damage. The bunnies will charge at you and then run away, and the bats are the worst part of this fight. Unlike everything else, the bats will only target you if you get launched into the air, which the chickens do, or only if you teleport up. The bats will also kill you in about 2 seconds, meaning if you get launched into the air, you must aspect of the end down to earth or you will be shredded. In terms of rewards, you get the usual essence, alongside spirit armor which gives you flight powers, a spirit bow which is significantly better than a mosquito bow in dungeons and also buffs your ghost, a spirit pet which makes your ghost ability stronger, a treasure key which allows you to open 2 chests at the end of a run, a treasure talisman which gives a 1% increase to the chance of any loot in dungeons chests, and a whole lot of new drops that are improvements over previous floors, such as the super heavy armor or improved Ophelia sails like the dungeon's 4 potions, Mender Fedora, Shadow Goggles, Metal Chestplate, Hyper Clever, and upgraded undead bow that was barred when I was writing the script, so I don't know its name. There are a few more items like the Earth Shard that buffs your class abilities, but all in all that's about it for this update. expect another video when more things are known to go over the meta and any other future changes.